a lot of different ways to enter into a triangle.
All right. Kyle last week showed the overhook, right? Sliding down, making space. Showed this one. All right. Great entry. So I don't know if he's doing triangles again this week. I'm sure he'll show that same entry. All right. Really good for nogi because I need to be able to lock him down. Closed guard and nogi is very hard to play because you don't have grips. All right. We're in the gi. Let's use the grips. All right. So I'm gonna open, lapel, and feed my 4 fingers in. I'm gonna get my thumb either in line with his ear or behind it. And sitting, I don't want my palm down, so I'm gonna do that curl that we did with our takedown. All right. I don't want to turn all the way so that my elbow is kicked inward, but I want to turn it a little bit like a half turn to lock it in. All right. So my half turn, not a full turn. All right. I'm gonna grab sleeve here at the center, and I'm gonna keep tension when I'm pulling it. I don't want my elbow in front. All right. In front, or my hand in front of my hips. I want my hand behind my hips. All right. Not in front, or I guess in this case, not below. Above, not below. All right. Now once I'm here, I'm gonna post 1 foot on the mat. I don't need to do both. All right. But I'm not worried about doing the whole shit here because I need to make a little bit of space. So the same side collar grip, that foot I'm gonna post to the mat, and I'm gonna hip out just a little bit. All right. Just a little bit. Keeping this elbow back. My heel and my calf are digging in towards the side here. Now, my knee, I'm gonna bring it out and I'm gonna collapse my knee on top of his arm. Chances are he's gonna have a grip somewhere here, all right? So I bring my knee up and I'm gonna collapse. I'm gonna put my knees together here. His arm is stuck for now. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stretch and arc my back and I'm gonna use the point of my knee and try to spear him in the gut, right? As I'm pulling. Now when I do that, it's gonna break this grip and it's gonna shove his hand between my legs. Here, see? It's in between my legs. But now, I've got space that I can square up, pull, and shoot my triangle leg over the top of the shoulder. I don't want calf. I want the back of my knee wrapping his shoulder, right? As I pull, right? Ideally, when you pull, you start cutting an angle right away so that the triangle is already tight, right? If all you can get to is just the triangle bite, all right, not the lock, this is still fine, all right? Because we can work from here. So, if you only get the bite, right, the outside leg, right, it's not doing the actual triangle choke itself, I want that leg on top because I'm gonna bring my heels down. It's gonna help protect this triangle leg a little bit. Whereas if I have the triangling leg on top and he postures here, it's gonna pop the lock off, right? So I'm reinforcing the bite. Heels down and then I pinch my knees, right? It's not choking him, but it's keeping him locked into the triangle, right? Plus I have the collar. Now from here, I need to get this arm across my body. So I had the sleeve. I'm gonna find the elbow and I'm just gonna cup that elbow in my hand. I'm gonna bear down with my heels to use that to bring my hip up so I can drag the arm across. Elbow comes free and I'm gonna lock that arm in place so that he can't get the elbow across my body again. The thing with the triangles is I want this elbow across my midline, right? When I lock here, I can still grab his head and pull down to break his posture. I don't have to like keep this elbow buried to the mat. I just need to keep it here. So if he was to start pulling his elbow free, I can easily transfer and block. Once I'm here, flex my core, sit up, grab my shin. Don't grab your heel to the outside or grab your foot. I see people do this and they pull down on their foot. It's unnecessary. You just reach in between your leg and their head and grab your shin. Foot onto their hip. I'm gonna push off and spin on my lower back like a top. If I have my head down like this and being lazy, all right, I'm gonna end up dragging my whole body, all right? Flex my core, sit up, so when I push, I spin on my low back, all right? As I do that, I pull, and I wanna ideally get my leg in front of his shoulders, not back, all right? So now when I'm here, toes to the ceiling, I replace my hand with the back of my knee. I see a lot of people that do triangles like this. and they just squeeze and they bear down on their foot. This is wrong, right? I need to get to the lock. If I'm having a hard time getting the lock, push off more. Cut an angle as deep as you can, right? So that I can get the back of my knee to my heel, or to like the top of my ankle, the little arc right here, all right? You guys need to strive for that. I see so many people that settle for this and they pinch. If you got really strong legs, yeah, sure, you might choke them, but it's bad technique. Strive for perfection, all right? So that way you have some room for when you make an error, or if they react. Cut, figure 4. Both toes pointed to the ceiling, heel down. And now I'm gonna flare this outside leg, the triangle walking leg, to take away the space right here. There's a lot of space. I wanna smash my hand. So I curl, 2 hands on the back of his head, pull down and lift my hips. Okay. Locking, and I flare, all right? If I'm squared up, this is where his head is. When I pinch this knee and flare this foot out, look at that space. Watch my hands. Now that's the space he has to breathe. That is a massive difference. All right? When you actually have to squeeze your legs together. Open. 4 fingers come to the ear line. I pull and make sure my hand is above my hips. At the bare minimum, it's above my hips. Triangle or the collar grip leg with the mat. I hit that, make just a couple inches of space. Just enough that I can bring my knee close-ish to my chest so that I can collapse and pinch my knees together. My knees are physically touching. All right, I'm not just doing this. Too much space. Take the space away. I spear him with my knee as I arc my back and pull. All right, when I feel that hand go between my legs, I'll square up, pull, and kick my leg up and over the shoulder so that my knee is over his shoulder. All right? When you get really good at triangles, you learn how to cut the angle right away. I haven't even drug the arm across and Steve's ready to tap. All right? Leg comes over, reinforce it by crossing my ankles, heels down, knees pinched. Now from here, I have enough time to cup the whole elbow, push down with my heels so that I can use that to bridge my hips. If I'm like this, it's hard to bring my hips up. Heels down, hips come up, all right? Arm across, his whole elbow clears my center line. Once I'm there, I block it with my elbow. I can cup the back of his head to keep his posture broken down. Because if he postures, he can start escaping, right? So just pull. If he's really strong and he's really fighting it, double up for a second, all right? Break him down until you can grab your shin. Once I grab my shin and I start pulling, this acts as posture control as well. All right? But I don't want to just grab my shin here, because he can still posture up through that. Because I need to control the neck. Where his head goes, his body's gonna follow. Step to his hip, not on the mat. Step on his hip. I push and I pull this shin as high up to his ear as I can. I think about trying to get your heel like in his ear. It's not gonna happen, but that's like the goal of where to aim your foot so that you know you have the proper angle. I get off my upper back and my head so that I spin on my low back. Toes point, it's not flex like I'm getting ankle locked. All right, put a boot on. Back of the knee to the arc of my foot. Heel down, flare that foot out. 2-on-1 to his head. I don't need to do anything fancy. I just stack my hands. All right, I don't need to worry about holding my shin. I want to put all that tension in his neck. Hip up, pinch the knees. All right, I'll do it one time fast. Like I said at the beginning of class, the triangle is going to be one of your most reliable submissions. Right? It's good for gi and no gi. You can find them from setups, or you can find them in scrambles. Right? There's plenty of times you get in a crazy scramble, someone goes for a pass or trying to get past your guard, right? And you're able to shoot your legs up really fast. There's also a lot of different entries. You can basically get a triangle from every variation of guard. Right? You can hit it from half guard. As odd as it may seem, you can actually enter it. I do it quite a bit. X guard, you can hit them from X guard, a little bit more difficult. Single leg X is probably one of the guards that I can think of immediately. You can't get to a triangle, right? But your classic spider, De La Hiva, collar sleeve, close guard, lasso, right? K guard, you know, they're all there. There's a lot of triangle options. Different variations of close guard with overhooking, double overs, and underhook. You get it from your shoulder crunch, right? A lot of entries. So I strongly recommend you guys find a triangle entry that you like. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe you prefer Kyle's overhook, but for today, practice this one. But find a triangle entry that you like, drill it until it becomes muscle memory, because that way you can always rely on it when you need it. Do we have any questions about the technique itself?
Real quick, so you want us to scissor our legs to bring the arm over before we get forward?
If you have the hip dexterity, or like flexibility, and your legs, like Trevor's got really long legs, so he should have an easy time doing that. If you can, yes. If not, just get to the bite and then cross your ankles and then heels in and pinch your knees to at least get it tight. And then hips up and then drag, right? Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Cool. All right, 3, 2, 1.